I've noticed that Capia has almost 600,000 viewers. I'll say viewers rather than whatever else. Uh, and then formal arrangements for nearly the same. Having gone out on a limb after leaving his former association, although they're on good terms, in terms of releasing information about the military circus. We have reached a new plateau. What Eisenhower referred to as the formidable industrial complex, the military-industrial complex. We now have the campus military-industrial circus. Things have gotten well out of hand. Now we need specialists, particularly in the Army, specialists trained in the art of renting demolition derby racetracks for vehicles that can reach 65 miles an hour, and golf courses for those muscle machines that require what used to be thought of as the loads of dirt hauled into a stadium for funny cars, with big wheels and no brains. We now have a phenomenon that really has approached the absurd, and I would tell Kepi this to his face if I could, contrasting my reality with his more tacit arrangement. But I can't. He's deleted his email address from his contact information that I look for in only one place. It was there, but now it's not. And I'm not going to try to find all the cards that one significant landlord has scattered among my possessions. So I will have to just say openly that, Cappy, I think you're missing the boat if you don't point out that for all the arguments about aluminum armor for vehicles, the ones that have to have the venue made available to them, courtesy of the Air Force or concierge in the military, Army or Marines. These vehicles, according to how fast they can move, potentially, will have to be on the figure-8 race courses or something similar, or golf courses. And of course that means, free enterprise being what it is, you'd have to rent those facilities if they were really going to fight things out, duke things out. But I fully agree that aluminum is a thing to watch, because so long as we have shoulder-fire missiles that can take out whatever you build, made of steel or anything else, so long as a missile can take out any of these things, or if not take them out, if not, painlessly vaporize people inside these machines, so long as they're toast anyway, thanks to shoulder-fired missiles and all the other missiles and artillery, what have you, bombs. So long as they're, toast anyway, you might as well make them out of aluminum foil or aluminum. The difference is, of course, that we differ on the philosophy of, what do they know and will they know it, or something like, are they duped into these pillboxes on wheels to suffer the fate of, somebody's idea of a joke? I think they have to knowingly volunteer to be in a vehicle made of, 1 foot cement and steel around them, or just an aluminum shell. And now I know what the talk is, the talk of the town in some quarters. Cappy hadn't gone into this, but the talk in some parts of the military, these are disposable units, and they don't have to be made of anything costly. Just get them in. They're talking about 600 and 700 horsepower in things that weigh less than today's machines, or weigh about the same but hold more than your average old Audi of APC for some reason. So all that reminds me of the pitiful thing of McNamara loading up a helicopter with about 10 Marines or something, and not dumping, but landing and dumping in the middle of what then is a conflagration. They're dumped where there's nothing going on, and then within a half an hour, those same troops are, excuse me, those same troops are under siege and radioing for help. And then come the gunships and kill all the people who were attracted to the bait. The bait having survived, then they climb aboard and fly away. And that was thought to be a good thing to do. Well, now they have something similar in that they're not going to, do much different, but theoretically, this vulnerable vehicle will be surrounded, and there'll be a rescue and so on, and similar things. And if by chance the enemy has a bunch of shoulder-fired missiles, well, at least when they vaporize the contents of such a vehicle, which those rockets can do, then they won't also leave behind millions of dollars worth, $6 million tank, It'll be 1/3 of that at the most. At the most. Some say what they're really looking for is about $1.5 million, made of aluminum and completely disposable. The doctrines that go with that, Cappy, I respect you and your friends and everything, but I have to say, to dupe people into thinking that they're doing something that they're not, and to dupe them into doing something which they surely are doing, I think it's terrible. And that's why, I get into these debates about what did he know and when did he know it? Some kid lands on top of a mine thrown in his way, solving his problem with being killed right away and saving his brothers to fight another day. It's a terrible choice that people make. And there are fates worse than death. Or that is to say, there are fates worse than a hand grenade if you're going to bleed to death somewhere by yourself or something. It's just a terrible situation. And when I think of what people are trying to prepare for, when I look through the scenarios that NATO has tried to address here, there, and everywhere, allegedly, in keeping with the original charter as amended, well, I just think, things have gotten out of hand. And it's not just the military-industrial complex. It's the campus military-industrial circus. And I think it's terrible, and I don't even have any equipment left now to enable you to see the scowl on my ugly face. But at least you know where I'm coming from. And that's all I can say, Cappy. I would have sent a private message, but it's not worth trying to do that.